Cliff, we've announced that London Irish will be playing at the Brentford Community Stadium when it opens in the summer of 2020. Obviously, negotiations have been going on for a long time. Just get your reaction to that news.
Yes, very delighted, Chris, to finally confirm that the contract has now been signed and the London Irish will be joining us and playing at our new stadium from the 2020 to 2021 season.
Cliff, as you mentioned, negotiations have been going on for a little while, contract's just been signed. What are the benefits to Brentford Football Club of the deal?
Well, as you know, Chris, every other weekend the stadium will be empty, and this deal enables us to be having rugby being played at the new stadium, and therefore we get financial benefits from the arrangements that we have in place with London Irish.
You've been talking to London Irish for a little while. Our fans will know that they put in a planning application to turn the stadium into rugby use. So it's not a surprise, albeit we've got confirmation now. How's that working relationship been with London Irish over these couple of years that things have been ongoing? How do you see that continuing?
It's been very positive, despite the length of time it's taken. When we decided to build the stadium, we knew from very early on that we wanted it to be able to house rugby, in the hope that we could do a deal with a rugby club. And I'm really thrilled that London Irish have agreed, and we've now concluded the deal. We've got to know the guys really well over the last couple of years as we've been talking about the potential joining together of the two teams, and I'm very confident that we will continue that working relationship and in fact build on it over the coming years as we get to play at the new stadium.
There seems to be a synergy between the clubs. I mean, their statement today talked about them being community focused like we are and coming back into their natural home. It seems like a relationship that could have a long-term benefit for both sides. Indeed,
I think that's exactly what we intend. At all levels we've got involved on both sides, and there seems to be a good working relationship. There's certainly a like-minded spirit between us, and we both know that if we do our bit, that we can both benefit both commercially and financially, and so it's good for both parties.
One thing that always comes up amongst football fans in particular when you see this sort of deal is about the pitch. We're sitting here pitch side at Griffin Park, and we've got a lovely playing surface considering the time of year. A lot of work has been done behind the scenes, isn't it, to talk about that player surface. You want to just put into words and just, I guess, reassure our supporters we're not going to be playing on a muddy field at our new stadium? No,
of course. It's something that has developed over the last 5 to 10 years, the quality of pitches and pitch construction. And of course, there's no way we would have entered into this if we had any doubts that allowing rugby to be played at the new stadium would affect the quality of the pitch. And so I can assure all our supporters that they will see an absolutely tip-top surface at the new stadium.
I guess the other reassurance, the other thing that gets talked about when this deal was coming up is about whose stadium is it. The deal includes, I believe, I'm sure I'm not breaking any confidences, it's in the press release, that Brentford have the primacy of use. So it's our stadium. If we need to use it for a cup tie or a playoff game, we have the first use. It's our stadium.
Absolutely, it is our stadium, and London Irish have a match day licence to use it. And Brentford will have primacy of use, as you said. It's not unusual for them. It's very similar to what they have at Reading currently, and so they're quite used to that situation, and therefore it would not affect any of Brentford's requirements to play at the stadium.
And I guess the one thing that everyone has to do on both sides then is to match those two things. Brentford have primacy of use, but you've got a working relationship which can really benefit both sides.
And we've covered that in the agreement, so everybody knows where we are from day one. It's something that we will work together with the people who organise the fixtures to make sure that there are no clashes.
Finally, we're just coming towards the end of the first, not quite full year of building, but we started in sort of March, April. Anyone who's been around the area, we can't quite see it from here, but almost can see how well it's going up. Do you want to just give us an update from being inside the, not inside the building project, but being more inside the team? Is everything going to plan?
Yes, so far so good. Anyone who's driven on the M4 elevated section or who've been on the train, as I was last week, and pulled into Kew Bridge Station with the stadium right there in front of you, as you pull into the platform, can see that we've made enormous progress, particularly in the last 5 or 6 months. Everything is on track. Of course, we've got the winter ahead, but I think that so far so good, and we're expecting to complete on time and be ready to start playing in the summer of 2020.
So that means that 2019, which obviously is only 2 weeks away, will be the last season for Brentford at Griffin Park, which I guess is both exciting and a bit sad in some ways.
Yes, we understand that there are mixed emotions. None of us will be thrilled at the prospect of saying goodbye to Griffin Park, because it has meant so much to so many people for so many years, and we understand that, but we have plans in place to give it a really great send-off, and I'm sure that all of the fans realise the importance that this move will provide for the club, for its long-term future, and that ultimately has to be our #1 priority.